Hey team, welcome back. It's Lee, the unorthodox principal, and your friend. And we are just thrilled that you are here. And welcome to Dear Tup. Again, we have had so many submissions, so we're just going to start and keep this a little short and sweet. But this topic is like near and dear to my heart, so we may have to do, a part 2 down the line. This is coming to us all the way from Wisconsin. And it's coming from feeling defeated at the moment. So, Dear Tup, let's jump in. Here we go. Dear Tup, when planning for next year, what should I do to improve the culture and climate of my building? That's $1 million question, right? I just received staff and parent surveys and I am devastated. I scored high in many areas, but the areas I scored low in, were parents not feeling welcomed in the building and professional development for staff. I really want to improve and make sure that my school excels, but I'm feeling a little defeated at the moment. Do you have any tips to help me improve next year in these two areas to get me over the hump? All right, feeling defeated at the moment. I am known a lot of times for the queen of surveys. I love surveys if they provide us with actionable data. And so this question is a little bit tricky because, I asked the question, is it anonymous or not? I typically don't like anonymous surveys because I want to know that my voice is being heard and people know it's coming from me when I fill out a survey, but also that my people trust me and we have this relationship that if I'm struggling in an area, I want to know and I want to go deeper so I can actually seek a solution for the problem and not just out of the air. Oh, I scored, that I've seen that before. Oh, I've scored her good in all these areas, so I'll score down in this. And that just, is that really authentic data? I don't know, but I do know that anytime we don't score well on anything, especially as leaders, women, caretakers, whatever it may be, we tend to dwell on that. And so I encourage you to pull out those results again that you feel so defeated with and look at all of your high points and what you did well and get in that mindset for next year. And I'm going to give you tips and tricks on how to deal with all this other stuff. But so many times we freaking beat ourselves up over a survey. I've done it. I've been there before. I would do that on like a summative evaluation. I could have all 7s, but I could be down in an area and then I am ready to go. Like I'm an attorney and I want to go in my superintendent's office and I want to prove all the things that I have done in regards to this area. And so many times we take it so personal and we don't look at it as just like an area of growth, right? Which we do to teachers. We've done for students and to students forever. Like these are areas of growth because we all have blind spots. Why? Because we're human. Why? Because we have freaking millions of plates spinning all the time and it's unheard of to be good at everything. And so look at this as goals for next year, right? And when you say it like that, it totally shifts that negative tone of I'm feeling defeated, I need to get over the hump, culture and climate, like you're beating yourself up. And so something you can do to make sure that your staff and your families know how serious you take these surveys and how much their voice matters to you as a leader is priceless. And so when you're doing your building level, improvement plan and setting your goals, set it around these two areas. A lot of families right now feel like they are not as welcome in schools as they used to be. And I think COVID had a lot to do with that because we weren't allowed to have, families in and out. We also know that safety is a concern. We have to make sure that our families are vetted and they have background checks and that they meet a certain criteria. And if certain parents weren't allowed into your building, maybe because of a background check or whatever, they could have filled out that survey and said that they didn't feel welcome. But this is the prime opportunity for you to look at your building and your year and say, where do I have specific events that allow that partnership between the school and home and families, so our families do feel welcomed, because it is a partnership and it is important, and that does feed into the culture and the climate of your building. You have to all be on the same team together. So looking at your district or your building calendar and thinking, oh man, these 2 months I don't really have an event. Maybe encourage families to come in and read, to help the librarian, to make copies for teachers, to help out your front office staff, whatever it may be. And then track the data, and then share the data with your families and with your staff, and say, last year and over the last 3 years, we had X amount of family, engagement events and involvement events and whatever. And this year we have had X amount, and these are the events, this was the attendance, and we are stronger together, right? And therefore you're working towards something. So don't look at it as a defeat, but as a stepping stone for even more greatness. And the same thing with professional development. Here's the deal. And I've seen it, you've seen it all over social media, feeling defeated at the moment, right? So many times principals are in this tug of war game with, do we do an icebreaker? Do we do a team builder? No, we don't, because that's silly. But then you have other new staff who need team building, who need icebreakers so they can meet other people in the building. That's a whole other episode. But just think, in regards to professional development, do your teachers have voice, choice? Do you differentiate your professional development? Because a 20-year-old veteran teacher probably shouldn't be sitting in the same professional development as, a 2-year novice teacher. Just think, if you're getting maybe reading training, does your physical education teacher need to be in there? Or is there something more differentiated that you could do for your PE coach, that he or she could come back with wonderful ideas and get inspired? And once you start thinking differently about PD, and maybe send out a survey of what would be your dream PD? I'm huge on that. I have a whole product on, authentic and diversified and engaging professional development, because teachers are professionals, and giving them a voice and choice, and then empowering them to present, to share ideas, maybe form a committee that takes that off your plate so it's more teacher driven, are things you can do to improve professional development. But do not get discouraged. Everyone feels in an area of weakness how you feel. You feel defeated, you feel down, but you have a community around you. You have people who love you. And if that's the only thing that you didn't score well on, let's be real, you're doing a pretty dang decent job. So keep that in mind. And remember, don't forget to subscribe and like the Unorthodox Principal YouTube channel. And again, thank you for being here. And hey, feeling defeated at the moment, don't talk about it, be about it. You got this. Let's go.